Well guys, we just had the Lucasfilm panel at D23 and so much was unveiled. I'm gonna break it all down, no more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So it all started with the Andor series when the main cast got on stage and the final trailer was released. Now most of the footage in the final trailer is from the previous TV spots, but the couple of new frames that we did get were awesome. We had a TIE fighter soaring across the sky, it was much more of a cinematic trailer, and tons more Saw Gerrera and Mon Mothma. I'm gonna go through these quite quickly because so much was unveiled. So this was followed by Dave Filoni making his way onto the stage, and he announced that all 6 episodes of Tales of the Jedi, the Clone Wars style animated show, are going to release at once on October the 26th, and that means it's going to have one crossover with Andor episode 8. They also gave us the official trailer shown at Celebration. We see young Ahsoka, Dooku as a Jedi, young Qui-Gon, and even Tera Sinube, a favourite from the Clone Wars whose fate is later confirmed in the Kenobi show. The whole thing was incredible. Now on the subject of the Bad Batch, that's confirmed to be on January the 4th, so as suspected, the rumour was true. No Bad Batch in 2022 guys, unfortunately it's being pushed back, but unlike what some people suggested, the Mandalorian is not affected. We'll come on to that later. So next up we got some Ahsoka news. We saw some amazing stills. We see Ahsoka with one of her sabers ignited in a very surreal fantasy setting. The whole thing gave me goosebumps, and what an amazing 24 hours it's been for all fans of Star Wars Rebels. And in this new frame, we have a new angle of the live action Sabine looking at the Ghost Crew mural before she sets off with Ahsoka to find Ezra, as she did in animated form at the end of Rebels, but this time it's Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine Wren. These parallels between the animated and live action are insane. If you told me at the end of Rebels they were going to do this, I would never have thought it would look this good in live action. I simply can't wait. And if you want more Ahsoka news, casting details and so on, then go and check out the full video I posted earlier. Now we also got some Skeleton Crew news. I spoke about it this morning, but we have some more. Not only did they confirm that it's going to release next year, but John Watts, the showrunner, confirmed that filming has wrapped. That's right, it's done. Finito. Ended. It's crazy because it feels like just yesterday they started. It was such a revelation when he said it. It's already in post-production, can you believe it? Well ahead of 2023's release slot, so we're essentially getting 3 chapters of the Mandoverse next year. The Mandalorian Season 3 in February, the Ahsoka series, and Skeleton Crew. As I like to say, mwah, chef's kiss. Now before we move on and talk about the big one, the Mandalorian Season 3, I must say that Dave Filoni called Ahsoka his magnum opus, in other words, his masterpiece, the one piece of art he's creating that is the accumulation of everything that came before it. We know that to be the case chronologically, but this is where all of her story, everything she's learned, everyone she's known, comes to this big epic climax. I'm so excited. So now my dear friends, let's talk about the Mandalorian. Rick Famuyiwa came on stage, and this was followed by all of the cast for the Mandalorian. Now unfortunately we didn't get Temuera Morrison, no Boba Fett news, but that's okay, because we got some amazing updates for the Mandalorian Season 3. We've got to talk about the teaser trailer. I don't know what it is, and I'm not saying other trailers for Star Wars are bad, but when it comes to the Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2, whether it's the teasers or the full trailers, they just nail it every time. The Mandalorian trailers captivate me like nothing else. And some of you might have discovered my channel through the Mandalorian Season 2. That's when I really started making videos every day. We talked about all of the news coming out, and we broke down the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. And if you've been around that long, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate every single one of you. And just like we did all the way back in 2020, 2 years on, let's break down the Season 3 trailer. Now, a lot of this was shown at Celebration, but seeing it in HD makes such a difference. I did break it down at the time in May, but now that we've got a closer look at it, a higher quality look, we can break down individual aspects and talk about some of the themes that we can expect in Season 3. Now, just like the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer, we have Emily Swallow's beautiful voice, the voice of the armorer, come through. Now, she does say, "So this is the one you saved." So if you remember, the big mission up until now was returning Grogu to the Jedi, but Grogu decided not to stay with Luke in the Book of Boba Fett, and he's back with Din, and in Season 3 it seems as though the armorer is going to meet Grogu. That's going to be really interesting. In the exclusive footage at Celebration, the armorer seems to hand Din this tiny dingy little helmet, this blue thing, and it's very clearly for Grogu. So as the rumour suggests, by the end of the season, Grogu might be suited up as a Mandalorian. The music is very different to the Celebration footage, and I think that caused some copyright issues initially, but this is very clearly Ludwig Göransson, and just like every season, there is a different vibe to it. I wouldn't say it's as as eerie as season 2, but it's definitely got some mystery, some intrigue, a spiciness to it. I'm obsessed. Once again, we get that tension between Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian. As I said the other day, guys, Katie Sackhoff is acting a lot more seriously in this season. She is not taking any shit. And as the upcoming guide to season 2 says, she wants one thing and one thing only, the Darksaber. She doesn't care about anything else. She's no longer playing Mr. Nice Guy. This time she's gonna challenge Din. The armor again repeats what she said in the Book of Boba Fett, that in her eyes Mando is no longer a Mandalorian because he removed his helmet. Now he's gonna go to the mines of Mandalore, or at least try to find them, and we do see Sundari on Mandalore in this trailer. Of course, the armourer said that the mines have been destroyed, so he's gonna have to find another way if that's the route he goes down. We've spoken about this in depth. But one thing I should bring up is Greef Karga. Look at him. Carl Weathers looks amazing in these robes. And you can't have an authentic season of The Mandalorian without Navarro. At this point, it's become one of my favourite planets. And speaking of which, guys, this trailer features some new planets we've not really seen before. Everything in this trailer was so fresh. It's very clear that Mando is gearing up for a brand new adventure, something he even voices to his son Grogu in the trailer right at the end. Something they did brilliantly was not reveal anything to do with Moff Gideon. We know at some stage he's going to break out of prison, and the trailer does give us a bit of a clue. We see Dr. Pershing, and of course the unnamed comms officer from season 2, and they're mysteriously walking around. Are they trying to break him out? Now, even though we didn't get a Book of Boba Fett announcement, we don't need to because we're returning to Tatooine. That's right, everyone's favourite desert planet, and sorry fans of Pasana, but we're returning to Tatooine, and we do see Amy Sedaris' Pelimoto sporting a new set of teeth. Of course, she broke hers in the Book of Boba Fett. We see all of the clans of Mandalorians together. Jon Favreau teased there is going to be a Mando civil war, and at the centre of it, we do see Paz Vizsla, another threat to Din, so the intensity's gone from like a 7 to a blasting 10. I love the space battles in this trailer, very reminiscent of The Empire Strikes Back, but one thing I've noticed is the improvement on the visuals. The volume is just getting better and better every time. They just keep improving it. After the Kenobi series, I was kind of done with the volume, but this looks way more cinematic than that show. After the D23 panel today, it's really hard as a Star Wars fan to really make up your mind, because on the one hand, we're super excited for the Andor show, but on the other, all these other projects coming after it look so incredible. I don't know about you guys, but I want The Mandalorian right now, and knowing that Bryce Dallas Howard, Deborah Chow, Taika Waititi, Peyton Reed, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are returning, these were all confirmed. I can't help but just want season 3 right now. February feels like a million years away. As Star Wars fans, we really needed this today. I've seen on Twitter and on Reddit, it's really given a lot of fans a big boost. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. I tried to summarise everything as best as I could. There were some more comments from the cast and crew, especially for The Mandalorian. They were talking about how crazy it is, the intensity. Giancarlo Esposito teased the return of Moff Gideon, or should I say the revenge of Moff Gideon, and just generally speaking, the passion that the cast and crew have for the show really translates on screen. So let's see what season 3 holds. I'm so hyped. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.